standing that light.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Sabina Haywood. I wasn't actually supposed to be speaking today, really. It wasn't in the itinerary. But I have evidence with me today that social workers have fabricated evidence against me. But I know that they're doing it against other mothers as well, because I have a site and I had to set it up because a lot of people were coming to me and I didn't know where to put them. And there was a site called Facet and it started closing down. I think it's going again now. And this is Justice for UK Families. And you may ask yourself, why is there a site, Justice for UK Families? Our families not getting justice, and if so, why not? I don't know about what's been said this morning, but the courts are secret, which is not necessary. They don't need to be secret because they don't have to name the children. They can actually bring out what's actually happening without naming anybody, and I think that is to protect the professionals. I just want to go back to what Barbara Richards just said, who was not the last speaker but the one before. Hi Barbara. She said that there are paedophiles in the system, yeah? When my child was taken away at Lincoln, I discovered 2 years later that the officer in charge was then convicted as a paedophile, and I have it here. Council officer faces porn charges against children. A senior council officer who works in children's services has appeared in court accused of making indecent images of children. This was a man in charge when my child was snatched out of school in 2004. His name is John Bennett. He is a Lincolnshire County Council Service Manager and is in charge of social workers. These are the people that are supposedly protecting our children. How can this person be protecting children when he's harming them? Yeah? And all the social workers are following his call. I'm not saying that all social workers are bad. I know that there's good social workers out there because, strangely enough, as I was travelling up here this morning on the train, a lady was sitting next to me and she said, "Are you going shopping?" Because I said, "Is this the train to Stafford?" I said, "No, I'm going to a conference." And she said, "Oh, are you a solicitor or something?" I said, "No, I'm going to a child snatching conference." She said, "What? What do you mean? What do you mean?" She said, "Can you tell me more about it? Because, by the way, because I'm interested, because I've got a friend that's a social worker, and she was trying to help a family that actually needed help, and the manager was trying to put her off." So that's interesting, I said, because my son's been put into care, and I haven't actually done anything. I've got evidence here that at least one social worker has lied about me to keep my child in care. My child was taken at Lincoln, behind my back. He was then taken and put into Stafford with his father. He was then taken off him a year later and put into Stafford care. I've been trying for 5 years to get my son back through the family court. Every time I try, another social worker is brought in to write more lies about me. And it's rubber stamped by the judge. It doesn't matter what evidence I've got, it's mostly ignored. So I decided to start taping all the contacts at the Children's Contact Centres, because at first I was doing my son once a week, then it was cut down to once every 2 weeks, then it was once every 3 weeks, and then it was once every 3 months for 2 hours, supervised, even though I know I haven't done anything wrong. So there, I'm thinking, well, can I record it? If it's everything's above board, what's wrong with me recording the contacts? No, you can't record them. So I recorded them anyway. Because if they've got nothing to hide, and they're not doing anything wrong, and they're writing everything true, then what's wrong with me having the truth as well? They had one social worker, and I'm going to name him. His name is Tony Bowen. He was brought in 2 months before my court hearing in 2007. He attended 2 contacts, and he wrote notes or a statement for the court. And because I recorded all the contacts, I have evidence that everything he's written is a complete lie. For instance, he said, I I wanted my son to stay outside in the cold, and I wasn't concerned about him, and the social workers were very concerned, so they had to bring him in. Well, actually, what was actually said was, Alex, your hands are cold. What about a warmer coat that I bought you? Oh, I haven't got it, Mummy. Oh, I'm a bit concerned about that. And then the Council officer, Leslie Hughes, comes in and says, Alex, your hands are cold. I said, I know, I just said that, you know. So why has this social worker written that I'm trying to harm my son when I'm not? You know, this... So, yes. Was she? Well, her reasons for keeping my son in care, she admitted that my son wants to live with me, but she wouldn't even increase the contacts at all. Not even more than 2.5 hours every 3 months, which is disgraceful really, because my son is getting distraught and, you know, he wants to see more of me. So why would they want to keep the child away from their parents? Because I know in Ireland, if your child's in foster care, you see your child every day. But in this country, they seem to want to cut you off from your child. And also, now that I requested an investigation into Staffordshire Social Services, as advised by Beverly Hughes, the Children's Minister, she told me to go back to them. I'd already put complaints in which were completely ignored, but this time I pushed it a bit harder, and I wrote to the Chief Executive, Ron Hilton, asking for an investigation. They put me onto a guy who turned out to be Adult and Family Services Manager, so he was the wrong one. So then they put me onto another person, then another person, and I was sort of passed through around people. And then it landed on Kate Bullivant's shoulders, and she wrote to me and said there's been an investigation. I said, oh, well, could I please have the information about that? 3 days later, 2 police officers turned up at my house, falsely accusing me of sexually abusing my son. Okay? Now, I have never ever done anything to my son. I don't even hit him or anything. I've never done anything whatsoever. So now, this is getting quite scary, you know. And these were the officers that contacted me in the first place to say that a third person is harming my son, not me. And it was the same officers. So this is a bit odd. Anyway, I have evidence here. I have evidence here now, today, that the social worker that's supposed to be looking after my son, Charlotte Jenkins, she actually has stated in all the papers to all the professionals that I have a personality disorder. When my son was first taken, they got a psychiatrist on to me to try to say I had a mental health problem. Unfortunately for them, he wrote, there's no evidence of any mental health problem. So they got another one, a psychologist. Oh, well, maybe she's got a personality disorder. What they didn't know was I'm a qualified counsellor. So, you know, I can't really have a personality disorder or a mental health problem if I'm helping other people. It will be quite difficult to pass my exams as well. I'm sure they would have picked up on it. Anyway, I did tell these psychiatrists and these psychologists that I'm in that profession. I'm not a practicing counsellor, but I am qualified. I have a counselling certificate. I'm qualified to assist people with their problems. The psychologist wrote, and it's here, on my papers here, that there is no evidence. I cannot say that she has got personality disorder. She hasn't got one, because there were no problems before 2003. Well, 2003 is when all the court hearings started, okay? But here I have in writing here from social worker at Stafford Council, let me just, it's here somewhere, it is here, yeah, that she goes to the Children and Mental Health Service who were assisting my son via Stafford Council, and she stated in writing, which amounts to perjury because I think she placed the same information in the court, that I have a passive-aggressive personality disorder. This is in writing, even though the psychologist that assessed me said I haven't got any personality disorder. So you work that one out, because I can't work it out. All I know is that my son's in care, and there's one other thing I just want to say, Brian, if you don't mind. I received a Christmas card last week. Oh, thank you, Brian. I received a Christmas card last week. Who is it from? Stafford Council. Isn't it them being nice, sending me a albeit belated Christmas card? No. It's actually the Christmas card I sent to my son via Stafford for a great son with love, It's the merriest season, you're special too, so remember to enjoy yourself whatever you do. This is what I bought in the shop. This is actually a published card. I haven't written this at the front, this is how it is. The letter I got from Stafford with it is inappropriate, so they have not passed it on to my son. So my son now thinks that I don't care about him, yeah? You send a card to your son. I also sent him money to buy whatever he wants, and I think that was sent to him 2 weeks later. So I thought, well, this isn't right. I said inside, to Alex, you are always in my heart, and I love you, kiss, kiss, kiss. You deserve happiness, big smiles, with warmest wishes, and in my message as well, to my special son, I love you, Alex. Mother and son should never be parted, and I hope to see you soon. Love from Mummy. Is that inappropriate?
No, no.
No? Well, they think it is. So you really want to explain why they think it is?
You missed something else. You should have put on it, and if his card doesn't reach you, it's because of these nasty social workers who are keeping it out of your hand.
Yeah, but the trouble is they use that against me in court then, if I go back to court, and they'll say there's something wrong with me, and they say, look, she is passive aggressive.
Yeah, but the reason why they do that is to justify their own job. They know they've made a mistake and they're trying to
Exactly.
what they're doing.
Exactly, they're covering up, exactly. But I have to go now because I'm being called away, because there's other people that want to speak, and I could be here all day because I've got loads more to say. But while I'm here, I'm just going to say, if my son ever sees this, because I know he's not allowed on the internet at the moment, in case he sees what's going on probably. I love you, Alex, I miss you, and I am going to fight, and I'm not giving up. I will never give up. Fighting for my son, because he should live, and his family that love him, not with strangers in care, where he's been hurt. Because I'll just say one more thing. 1 month after the Leslie Hughes, the Catholic officer, condemned my son to stay in foster care, my son was injured, he was hit on the head with an axe in care, and I wasn't allowed to see him. Okay, that's all I want to say, thank you.
Right, if I can add 2 things to Sabina. She's travelled today. I'm not allowed to say any more than that. She's done a lot of travelling to see us today, and she has done absolutely amazing work on the internet, getting other parents to log in on Facebook so that we can start to bring people together. So that was really excellent.